So now next we have PPREV 116, that is Khushbu. So Khushbu, I've already made you a panelist. Please unmute yourself and make your video available.
Yeah. Hello. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are, Khushbu.
Hello.
Yes, Khushbu, you are audible and visible. You can continue with your presentation.
Okay. Good evening, one and all. Myself, Khushbu Kakwani from Parul Institute of Pharmacy. My topic of this poster presentation is impact of physical activity on occurrence and clinical outcome of depression. As we all know that depression is significantly affecting people, and depression is the second mental illness globally, and with years depression is increasing. In 1990 the 45.70 million people, in 1990 26.35 million people were affected with depression, with lead which get which good hello.
You are audible, Khushbu. Carry on.
Yeah. Which led to 45.70 million people in 2017. The relative increase is 73%, and many people out there are still which do not get to clinics and get themselves checked for depression. So, as we all know, the technology has been getting advanced and the automated devices have been invented, and hence the physical activity of people is decreasing day by day. So in our study, we made a correlation of physical activity with depression, and we got to know that physical activity plays a role in depression. That is, after when a person does exercise, the beta endorphin gets released from pituitary gland, which is responsible for enhancing mood and decreasing depression. Endorphins are endogenous opioid polypeptide compounds that are produced by pituitary gland and hypothalamus in vertebrates. During strenuous exercise, they resemble opiates in their abilities to produce sense of well-being. It is included in regulation of homeostatic behavioral responses in person. Hence, activity increases beta endorphins, which leads to decrease in depression. And also, according to studies, it is observed that the depressive persons are less prone to activity as compared to healthy individuals. Also, exercise and hippocampal volume have the correlation. In depressed patients, there is lower hippocampal volumes are seen, while in physically active persons, there are increased hippocampal volumes, which gives increase in mood and which helps decrease depressive symptoms. Also, in depression, there are inflammatory mediators which have been increased, and the activity helps us to decrease those inflammatory mediators. Hence, also the neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine are shown to increase in persons which are prone to physical activities as compared to depressive individuals. Hence, I conclude my poster by saying that physical activity plays a role in depression. It can also act as prophylaxis for overcoming depression, and also in depressive patients to enhance mood. Thank you.
Thank you, Khushbu. Now I request the evaluators to ask the questions.
Yeah, Miss Khushbu.
Yes, sir.
Finally, you want to conclude it is useful in order to overcome the depression mode, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about age stage? If those are in above 50 years, 55 years, during that period, what you want to suggest?
So for the geriatric patients, we can say they may not be able to do strenuous or endurance exercises, so they can do less exercises which are less tiring, or they can also opt for yoga, sir.
Okay, this is the side effect of this. This is the one of the drawback of your work.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about disabled persons, physically challenged persons.
Yeah, so for them, this won't be applicable. For them, there are different therapies or different things which they can opt to.
Which state of depression can we overcome with the physical activity? There are several state of depressions.
Yeah, sir.
Which state of depression
Usually
can be overcome?
mild to moderate state. In major depression state, we can consider the hypothesis of this hippocampal volume, but further research is
That is different.
required for major depressive patients. For
Man,
mild to
it is
moderate depression and for prophylaxis, so we can consider this.
okay. Mild to moderate with the aid of the drugs or without aid of the drugs.
So in mild, we can try without the aid of drugs, but in moderate, we may need drugs along with this.
So everything will be done under the
Considered, yes,
consideration
sir.
of the physician only.
Yes, sir. As suggested by
Where you
physician.
mentioned that, where you suggested that this will be useful under the supervision of the physician or the yoga teacher, you did not mention anywhere. In the, you better to conclude. In conclusion, you should add that point. Okay.
Yes, sir. In conclusion, actually, I have mentioned that can be adapted as per medical coordination and medical comorbidities.
Okay. Okay, right. Mine is over.
Okay, Khushbu, my question is, there is only endorphin release during exercise.
No, ma'am. Also
Enkephalins
serotonin and dopamine.
and what about enkephalins and endorphins, etc.?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
What about enkephalins and endorphins, etc.? There are some other endogenous peptides as well now for opioid receptors.
Yes, ma'am. But particularly the beta endorphin, which is released, has similar activity to opiates, which works as mood enhancer.
And endorphin is the endogenous peptide for which receptor? Opioid receptor.
Ma'am, serotonin. Serotonin is responsible to increase the beta endorphin levels also.
Endorphin is the endogenous peptide, right?
Yeah. Hello.
For which opioid receptor? There are different opioid receptors in our body, na? I think you mute yourself. So my question is, endorphin is endogenous peptide for which opioid receptor?
Ma'am, mu. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So is there any opioid receptor dysregulation in depression or not?
Yes, ma'am. As beta endorphin works on mu opioid receptors, the opiates which work under the mu receptor are also effective in depression.
Thank you, Khushbu. Thank you.